On the 17th of May 2157, Margie wrote in her diary, "Today, Tommy found the real book." This story is set in 2157. At this time, there are not the human teachers, but mechanical teachers. Margie is an 11-year-old girl. Her friend, Tommy, who is 13 years old, found a real book. A book that we presently use. Margie's grandfather once said,
"Margie, when I was a child, my grandfather told me that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. They turned the pages, which were yellow, and the words stood still, instead of moving the way they do on a screen."
In the next scene, Tommy is reading the book, in Margie's house. Both of them are amused to see such a thing.
Gee, what a waste. When you've read the book, you just throw it away, I guess. Our television screen must have had 1,000,000 books on it. I wouldn't throw it away.
Same with mine. Where did you find it?
In my house. In the attic.
What's it about?
School.
School? What's there to write about school? I hate school.
Margie always hated school. But now, she hated it even more. Why? Because the mechanical teacher had been giving her test after test in geography, and she had been doing worse and worse. Until her mother had called the county inspector. County inspector, a mechanic who repaired mechanical teachers. He was a round little man with a red face, and a whole box of tools. He smiled at Margie and gave her an apple, then took the teacher apart. Margie had hoped he wouldn't know how to put it together again, but he knew, and, after an hour or so, there it was again, large and black and ugly, with a big screen on which all the lessons were shown, and the questions were asked.
"It's not the little girl's fault, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared to a higher level. Those things happen sometimes. I've slowed it up to an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory."
I hoped they would take the teacher away with them. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month, because the history sector had blanked out completely. Why would anyone write about school?
Because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Centuries ago.
Well, I don't know what kind of school they had. Anyway, they had a teacher.
Sure, they had a teacher. But it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man.
A man? How could a man be a teacher?
Well, he just told the boys and girls things, and gave them homework, and asked them questions.
A man isn't smart enough.
He is. My father knows as much as my teacher.
I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me.
You don't know much, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the house. They had a special building, and all the kids went there.
And all the kids learned the same thing?
Yes. If they were the same age.
But my mother says, a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently.
They didn't do it that way, then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Margie. School.
Not yet, Mama.
Now. And it's probably time for Tommy too.
Can I read the book some more, with you?
Maybe.
Margie went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom, and the mechanical teacher was on, and waiting for her. It was always on at me time every day, except Saturday and Sunday. The screen was lit up, and it said,
"Today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot."
Margie did so with a sigh. She was thinking about the old schools they had, when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came, laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day. They learned the same things, so they could help one another with the homework and talk about it. And the teachers were people. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen.
When we add fractions 1 by 2 and 1 by 4.
Margie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had. The fun they had